What it do, chat? It's your neighborhood teacher, leader, and healer, Big Matt. Today we're going to teach you how to change your oil on a 1996 Ford Econoline E-250. Now this should be pretty similar throughout all the Econoline series, so you might be able to take notes even if you don't have a 96. Anyways, we want to check our oil level first things first. I already did. It says out of court, you know, time to change the oil. Anyways, you want to have your hood up. First things first, hood up, because you're going to want to undo this while you're draining so it drains faster. Second thing second, get yourself a tarp so it's washable so you can reuse it multiple times. And here's what you're going to need today. So today I'm using high mileage 5W30. You might be like, Matt, the car takes 5W20.
Nah, you tripping, nigga.
No, listen. It says,
I'm gonna bust your
it's like
phone.
my car says 5W20 at AutoZone. Listen, it says right here, use SAE 5W30. So it's not that hard. I know typically they have that on the cap, but it says right here. So always go with what your car says on the car. Who cares what AutoZone tells you? This car takes 6 quarts. So we got high mileage, 10W30, high mileage. We got this filter. Get a close look at it, boys. This is gonna be MGL 51515, or you could get the STP S8 at S8A. I think it's S8A. You get the STP one from AutoZone. I went to AutoZone. I went to O'Reilly's today. All right. You also want some gloves. I like these drain pans. They're great. Gonna need a ratchet set probably. You're gonna probably need 14 and up, probably 14 and up socket set, hex. You're gonna need a torque wrench. You're gonna need a filter wrench. And you're going to need a breaker bar. And that's all you need. Oh yeah, don't forget, protection's key. All right, so got all the torque specs here for y'all. We'll get it up on the screen. The drain plug size is going to be a 13 millimeter. So like I said, your standard kit isn't going to come with that. You might have to buy an additional socket set. Keep that in mind. So I got my 13 on here. We're about to go hit the plug. An organized oil change is a fast oil change. The more unorganized and non-prepared you are, the more longer it'll take. All right, boys. So, like I said, we're gonna loosen this cap so the drain flows easier. But we don't just leave it like this, boys. We kind of leave it like that, so no dirt to get in. Come on under here. All right, boys. So we're gonna try to do it without our breaker bar, but if we can't, we're gonna have to get the breaker bar. All right, so lefty loosey, righty tighty. So we didn't need a breaker bar today, so that's an optional tool for you guys out there. Prepare your drip. Well, I'm gonna have to get this a lot more loose until I can wiggle it with my finger. All right, it's kind of dripping, so you do the rest by hand from there. 13 millimeters, and try to grab your bolt. Don't let it just drop in, or else you're gonna have to fish for it. All right, first step done. All right, boys, let me show you something real quick, boys. Let's talk about gaskets. I don't know why. They said the other ones weren't in stock. And basically, this is what they had at AutoZone for their gasket. And I was off the rip kind of sketched out about it. Because, as you can tell, it kind of warped its way on there. I had to really force it on. So I think you're better off with a gasket from O'Reilly's. Unless you find one of those ones that they said weren't in stock. Because this one is just a hassle to get on. It worked though. I wouldn't get your gasket from AutoZone, to be honest. Especially this white plastic one. If they give you a white plastic one. Oh look, I didn't know this one had a magnet on it. What? Old cars know how to do it, bro. They know how to do their Dougie. Josh, did you know we had a magnet on it the whole time? Mm-hmm. So this is gonna be your difference maker. That cheap plastic one that I thought wasn't even the one from the jump, but you know, I finagled it on there because it was for my car, quote unquote. But don't get that white one. This part number is 097828CD. And as you can tell, it's metal and it has a little temporary gasket there. And it most likely just gonna slide. Oh, this one's not so graceful, but it's a lot more graceful than that one for sure. So yeah, that one was a lot better. But yeah, there you go. Clean off your bolt, put it to the side. Now time to get sexy, boys. I'm not messing up this shirt. Nice Nike. We ain't doing it. All right. So, filter wrench. Get yourself this one. It has 2 different adjustable sizes. That way you can use it on different oil changes, not just one. All right, boys. We're gonna show you where the filter's at. And first, most people, I don't know why they do this, but they put the drain plug back in before they undo it, so you're not leaking from both spots. So we're gonna go ahead and seal this. We're not gonna tighten it all the way yet. We're gonna go ahead and put this on, and then we'll undo the filter, which is right here. Josh, if you get this blue thing right here, it's a little bit of a hard one to get to. But as you can tell, that's why it's important to put the drain plug bolt back in. And anybody wanting to critique me being like, oh, it's still dripping when you put the plug back in, shut the hell up, we're not done draining. We're not done draining, boys. But I do want to take some time to wipe it off though. Do want to take some time to wipe this off. So I'll get a ugly rag and wipe this area. And then put your make sure your magnet's on there. And just hand tighten it for now. We'll get it torqued down later. And the next thing's next.
You guys want a floor jack? So we can raise this thing up a little bit?
No, we're too gangster for that. I'm just kidding. It's high, bro. Like,
yeah, we got no clearance with this.
It's like whatever, because it's like easier. One step less when we don't have to listen. Damn, I over tightened this bad boy, but we got it. It's a very wicked angle here. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. All right, you guys. So we got better. We got it loose with the wrench. So we're gonna pull our thing over here. We're gonna loosen the rest by hand. Now, a real important part here, you guys, is make sure your gasket is still on here, this black rubber. Because if it ain't, chat, you would be cooked. Just take that as a warning. If you guys are like me and you're doing oil changes in Lululemon, just know you already made it. You're rich. All right, boys. That's the rest of the drain. There wasn't much left in there. And I am not gonna concern myself too much about trying to get this perfect, but we do want to wipe down the seal to the gasket, the seal of the filter as well. It's a little harder to clean. Take our new filter and compare it to the old. Make sure they are similar in size. As you can see, the thread on the part here is very similar to there, and the width of the gasket is very similar, spot on. So we are good. I'm gonna go ahead and put this back into the dirty tank. Nasty. Try to clean up a little bit. Hands. And it is a myth, you guys, that you should not fill up your oil filters with oil before you put this on, because you're just putting unfiltered oil into your engine.
I would recommend putting a little bit of old oil on that gasket.
Yes, indeed. Or else you'll get what, Josh? If you don't do this. Josh?
Sure, man.
What will happen if you don't do this?
Might bind. They bind to the fucking car.
And I had that happen before, so make sure you grease this up. All right, boys. So we're gonna go ahead and install our new filter. You're wasting your time putting oil in here too. That's such a weird angle too to put oil in it. You'll not have a very good time. So, put our new, and don't use a wrench at all to tighten this, you guys. Just listen to everybody who recommends you get it tight and then give it a nice one last turn by hand. That's it. That's it. That's all it needs. Like, not rocket science, boys. So, we're gonna push this back over. We're gonna finish letting it drain. It's a little dirty here, it's dripping. So I don't wanna get dripped on, so we're gonna clean up our work area. You can use brake clean to clean these oils. So watch where you're spraying. Don't spray brake clean on any plastics or corrosive, any plastics or electricals. I just use a dirty old rag. All right, ladies and gents, time for the torque wrench. This is the coolest tool ever. This is really important, guys. I don't think people understand how important it is to torque the drain bolt. If you don't torque the drain bolt, you can over tighten. Not only can you strip your bolt, which is hard to come by, especially if you got an old car like this, but those metal shavings that you strip off to get into your engine, and then you're really cooked. So make sure you torque it so you know, prolong the life of your vehicle. So this is how you use a torque wrench. So this is foot-pounds right here on this side. Most are kilogram or whatever. We want to use the foot-pound side. So we want to aim to 20 foot-pounds. So see that 20, that bottom notch, so it goes up and then down, is where we want to put that 0 on this wrench. So see how we're getting close to there already, but we're not exactly there. Now we're at 20 foot-pounds. Put this lock to make sure it doesn't move around while you're using this. And then, like I said, I'm gonna take I got this adapter. I got this from Harbor Freight for like 20 bucks. Can't beat that. Maybe I'm tripping, but I'm pretty sure it was like 20 bucks. But I got an adapter because this is like a big boy, half inch and 3/4. Now, let's get it, boys. We're gonna take our drain bolt, get it nice and clean, which I've already done. And I'm gonna torque it down this time, 20 foot-pounds. Oh my God, I forgot to put my gloves back on, guys. Righty tighty. We're still going. Wait till you hear that click. All right, 20 foot-pounds. I'm gonna wipe this down, wash it out. Some water, like a water hose. Mine is rather clean, so just a wipe down to get the old dust off. This is a pretty cool one. It's called a non-spill. Makes it a lot faster. Anyways. We're gonna take these full thing of this. And before you pour it in, always verify first. Double check. 5W30, 5W30. SAE, SAE. All right, always. All right, boys. Look at that beautiful golden going in there, boys. I don't mean to boast, but if you need to pay another man to do your oil change, that is pretty sad as a man. I'm just saying. I would understand if you had hot concrete in Arizona, you got your excuse. But if you're paying people to change their oil in the wintertime, that's no excuse either. All right, 6 quarts. Oh yeah, double check. SAE 5W30, SAE 5W30. thing takes 6 quarts, 5W30. And yeah, you could check the dipstick before you put all the full amount if you want to feel safe and whatnot. Because you always add more, but you can't take out. But I've done this multiple times and I know. So if you guys want to, if you guys' first time, I would check after putting that before you put that. Okay. Let me show you guys something. It's real fun. Put your oil cap back on. Oh yeah. Let me show you guys something. Over here. I'm gonna pull this old oil out. We're gonna have a little fun with it. So you saw that beautiful gold color that we put in? This is what we took out. Nobody likes that. Here's a fun little hack though. How are you gonna get that to AutoZone or O'Reilly to dump it? You're not. Trust me. So, take an old 5 quart. And then Josh, can you kind of hold it still a little bit? Works better with a buddy. And spin this around. No, you're good. Go slow though, because it's airtight. Now, I know you guys are like, that's a 5 quart container, it's not gonna fit. Well, my car has an oil leak, so it will fit. Hold this filter as best as possible.
Bruh.
Nice. That's what we call it, bloopers. Don't tell me, guys. Oh man. Alright boys, don't tell the neighbors. Because that ain't coming out. Alright boys, so that about wraps it up for the oil change. Last thing we're going to check is to see if it holds pressure. Which it will. But make sure. We're going to go ahead and cut the engine on. And then we're going to take a peep underneath. And then also, so we don't spill it again, guys. Let's cap this thing for now. And that's what you bring to AutoZone or O'Reilly's to dump. Alright, moment of truth. Just record underneath, Josh, before we start. So, no leaks from our oil filter, no leaks from our drain bolt. So, that wraps it up, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. We successfully done an oil change on the 1996 Ford Econoline. Now the hard part's over. The easy part is just bringing it to AutoZone or O'Reilly's. Make sure you call before. Certain branches don't have the dump where you can dump your oil, so call them up. Be like, hey, you guys take dirty engine oil? And they'll be like, yes or no. And you can also do this with transmission fluid, but they don't do it with coolant. If you need to dump coolant, you got to take it to your local trash facility where they have a whole junkyard. Not the junkyard, but the whole place where they put all the trash. My apologies, guys. So after you let the car, you turn the car off after you let it idle for a little bit. Turn the car off, let it sit for 4 to 5 minutes, let it drain back down to the pan, and then you check your oil level, and that will tell you whether or not your oil level is correct or needs more or less. You shouldn't if you follow these instructions. And other than that, I forgot to say, AutoZone does not take containers for oil. They only take the oil filters and the dirty oil. But like I said, call your local junkyard. I don't even know if it's called a junkyard, but your waste facility near you. They take not only coolant, but they'll take old containers as well. Yep, it's your boy Big Matt. Hope you have yourselves a wonderful day. Peace.